Well, you have finally got here. You are listening to the Erskine Music Podcast. Here, by popular demand, we discuss life, culture, Christ, and of course, music. These half-hour broadcasts are perfect for a commute, coffee time, chat, or any other gap in your schedule where you want to put great content. So without further ado, let's join the conversation today, already in progress.
It's the Erskine Music Show. We're getting started a little bit later today because we've been doing a little bit of troubleshooting. But don't worry. I'm not in my home studios in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm in Utah, Salt Lake City today. And I'm going to be doing an interview, fortunately, and this is the reason why I don't do interviews live when I'm on the road. You don't know what all the components are going to be doing. And so the interview that I already had with Sean Rodriguez at the National Religious Broadcasters Convention is going to be coming today, folks. No false advertising. It was a great interview, and he says something in that interview that I think revolutionizes. Does it revolutionize? At least it puts into focus everything that the artist does, everything that the Christian musician and artist and writer is embodied in one of the statements that he makes here. And I'm gonna highlight that in our interview. It's a short flash interview that I did at NRB. I'm doing more and more of those out there just so you can see I'm moving around. I'm doing different things. Sean Rodriguez, the guest for today. It's the Erskine Music Show. Let's get this thing started. We're already a little bit late, big head. We can be messing around. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I'll be back in just a few moments. This is a flash interview that I had with Sean Rodriguez. Some incredible things that he has going on. And he says something in his interview that I think everybody in the world needs to hear. And that's why I like this artist. And I can't say that about every artist. Sometimes I just like their music and then I move on. But there's an artist that I like, not only his music, but also like him as a person, as a man of God. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here, Erskine Music Show audience. You guys know I'm bringing the best of the guests to you, and I'm bringing this man back. This is Sean Rodriguez. The last time he was on the show, we knew him as Sean B, but know him now in his real name, the essence of this man, Sean Rodriguez. We're here at the National Religious Convention, National Religious Broadcasters Convention, or whatever they call this thing. We were at the award ceremony last night. Really enjoyed that time, and he's here. And so, welcome back to the show,
man. Thank you for having me on. It was great to see you, and at the award ceremony last night too, man. You crushed it.
Yeah,
I loved your falsetto moment right there. That was like, I should have done that. That was cool.
Yeah, they were teasing me. They were like, "You should sing your part," and I was like, "Well, can you do that?" And you're like, "Oh no, you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to do it." So we did get a little bit. We had a little fun last night.
Yeah.
But bringing you back on the show here, National Religious Broadcasters Convention. Now I can actually say it, and so that makes all the difference. What has your experience been this year? You're doing worship in the mornings and maybe some other activities throughout the day. And so just kind of share with the people what this experience has been like for you, because they don't get a chance to come. I can't pack everybody up in the camera and be like, hey, you guys come to the camera. I'll get you in. It'll be like a little clown car. You get out, then you get out, then you get out, then you get out. And so I want to do these kind of interviews so that you have an opportunity to shine and share your message with people and also your experience.
Yeah. Well, the experience at NRB is incredible. If you are a Christian creative, you have to experience this at some point. To be around like-minded people that have a heart to chase after God, all of that is awesome. And it's inspiring and it's encouraging as well. You know, Erskine, you and I are artists, but we love all facets of media. And so it's really cool to kind of step out of the music piece of it for a second and see all of these other formats that we can use to minister the gospel. That's really incredible. And so
absolutely,
it's inspiring for sure, whether you're a musician, whether you're a content creator, a podcaster, whatever you are, you have to be here. It's really cool. It'll be uplifting. It'll be encouraging for sure.
All right, so go in the bag for just a second.
Okay.
You're here with your tool bag.
Yep.
And you're collecting a couple things here, a little this, a little that.
Yep.
Walking through the expo hall. What are you adding to your mental toolbox that you're able to go back to Nashville and say, hey, we're doing this now.
Oh man, I love that. That's a
What
great.
are we doing? What are we
Yeah.
doing?
I've been noticing that so many people are wanting to push outside of the box, and so when I'm going back to Nashville, I'm saying let's do some extra brainstorming. So for how we get a little bit out of our cookie cutter lane for a second, you know what I mean? I've been noticing that a lot of people are pushing that. The other thing that's huge out here that I'm definitely going to look into for something, I don't know how this will apply to my music, but AI is going crazy out here.
Oh, yes.
AI is wild, and I have honestly never been more intrigued by AI than I am now after being at NRB. They have Pray.com has biblical images, generated by AI, and I'm just standing in front of the screen watching them like all day. So I'm like, this is crazy.
Well, there may be already, but there may be a video that's coming out very soon in the Erskine Music Catalog, AI generated type stuff. And so we're going to go ahead and let you know.
Oh, come on.
And because literally we are at the NRB and they are setting up stuff in the room that we're in right now, I'm probably going to use some AI to clean up the audio on this. And so I just want to let you know the AI is out there, the cat is out, and so he's going to be employing that.
Yeah.
My question, and this is where I really wanted to bring you to a focus point for today. I'm not going to, no big questions, no trick questions, folks. No trick questions.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask this question because I've heard you talk about this before. I've seen some of your social media, and you are really, I think, skilled at engaging people at the level of what really even is the purpose of the music artist.
Well, that certainly gives a sense of why people enjoy this show. Very engaging, very heartfelt. We will return to the conversation in a few moments, but first, let's thank our sponsors, Life Action Ministries, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and you for all your awesome support. And Holt International. Thanks so much to our partners who make such a difference.
Thanks, Jason. Hi, I'm Dawn.
And I'm Steve of Dawn and Steve Plus. We're a podcast, and if you've not checked it out, hope you'll do that. You can visit our website. It is dawnandsteveplus.com, or you can find us wherever you get your podcasts.
We do hope that you'll be able to join us, even as you continue to follow Erskine Music. Erskine does such a great job of bringing out topics. They're not all easy.
Right. I love that he'll tackle just about any
telling
topic.
You, he will tackle any topic and invite you to the conversation, which is always a plus because learning the art of conversation, well, it's much needed.
It certainly is. And he does a great job with those conversations. So, Erskine, thanks for doing that. Thanks for tackling those tough topics. And thanks for listening to the Erskine Music Show.
All right, let's get back to the show. This is where it gets good.
Because we are not doing this for ourselves. We're not doing this so that we can have our name in lights, but there's a process that you have to go through that allows people to hear your message about Christ.
Yes.
And so I might just get up and leave and just say, it's his show now. Listen. It's no longer the Erskine Music Show. It's the Sean Rodriguez Show. I'm gone. He's here.
Man, listen, man, the purpose is people. It's always people. Jesus came for the people, and not just the people in the circle. He didn't only spend time with the people that already believed in him, that already followed him, but he went out. And here's the really incredible thing. This is why I love the tool of music in ministry, is that music, just like Jesus, meets people where they're at.
Come on.
You can send it to them. And now, Erskine, with social media and how everything's taken off, people, non-Christians, can be scrolling their phone and come across your song, and they're like, oh, hey, I like the sound of that. Let me add it to my playlist. They don't even know it's a Christian song. You're taking the gospel to them. So the purpose is always people. If you don't have people, who are you going to share the gospel with?
Come on.
You can't do it. And so it's always got to be about that. Whether you're recording a song, singing it, if you're out live, you got to take time to meet people. You can't just step on stage, sing your song, and then leave. It's always about that heart to heart.
Now, I mean, there's music for this, folks. There's music when people start cooking like this, and so I'll be playing that. But I have to ask this follow-up question because, I mean, that strikes to the heart of everything that is the Erskine Music Audience. You guys know you're the people out there that we're doing this for. But I have to ask this question. There's sort of this cognitive dissonance, if you will, between the business model of you do step on stage, you got 3 minutes, you have time to do something, and then you have to be off stage, and you have to be at this next engagement. Ministry is people. Ministry gets messy because of people. And so you can't always package it. It's like toothpaste in a tube. Once you squeeze it out, you can't put the thing back in there. And so how do you navigate some of the nuances of ministry where you've got to really engage in people's lives. That can be messy, or you've really got to take more time. To me, that's kind of the thing that is just gets out of balance, is that these people need time.
Yeah.
They don't just need me to sing a couple songs and be like, hey, see you later, peace. But they need some more time. So sometimes I'll open up a Q&A. I was at Tarleton State University last week out in Stephenville, and we finished the meeting, and I was like, hey, any of the college students want to stay behind and have discussions? And students stayed for 2 hours after the meeting was over. How do you engage, just the nuances of doing ministry, but at the same time having to package things a certain way? I'm gonna let you cook.
Yeah, you do, and that's a great point. You have to be respectful of the time frame that they give you, because you only have so long to work in.
You want to get invited back.
You want to get invited back. So what you have to do there is you have to bring, from a presentation standpoint, you have to bring it all right there, enough to make people say, oh, I want to go talk to him off stage. And then once you have them off stage, here's what I really like to do. Spend time with them just like you did. You spent 2 hours talking to people. Where is it going to go from there? Hey,
Right.
Shoot me a message on social media.
Right.
I'll get back to you.
That's good.
Now here's
Good.
where I think that we can really be effective, because when we work in churches, and anybody that works within, a church, has a home-based church or anything, always refer them back to that local church, because that local church can then come in and do the long-term work
Right.
that I'm not able to do, because I'm not in your hometown. I can't go to coffee with you every week and, hang out
Right.
and walk with you through that. But we have the incredible ability to say, hey, there's this pastor down the street. I've worked with them before. You should reach out to them. They would love to, hang out with you and talk to you. And then by that, not only are we building up hearts, but we're building up the church as well. And, you just kind of, you keep the system going. And the other thing that I'll say is, like you said, ministry is people, but people are people.
Sure.
And it does get messy at times. You have to pray for discernment. You have to pray for patience.
Absolutely.
And here's the other thing.
Absolutely.
You have to pray for the ability to look inward and be honest with yourself, because not everybody else is the problem all the time. Sometimes there's some things going on inside. You know what I'm talking about? You have to be able
He said Erskine
reflect.
music got to get right.
You got to be able to reflect inward and say, when I'm talking with people, when I'm communicating, am I being the best example of Christ that I can be? For me, sometimes the answer is, oh man, I could have handled that situation a little better.
Sure.
Oh man,
Sure.
I maybe lost my patience. I lost my cool for a minute, So it's always looking internally and saying, am I being a good example for people to follow, or could I tighten up? And so, discernment and self-reflection,
Yeah.
I think those are two huge things to help avoid the mess.
Oh,
you know what I
man.
mean?
Oh man.
Come on.
Here's what we get a chance to do. I'm here at the conference with the man himself. We get to go have coffee and finish this discussion. But for you guys, we're showing you an example of just that. Those of you who tune in so faithfully and watch this show and comment on the show, this is our way of continuing to engage you guys in conversations. Maybe it started at a conference, maybe it started at a concert, but you guys are tuning in the Erskine Music Show and you guys are engaging this conversation. So I appreciate your comments. As we get ready to leave, you're going to be hearing this man's music. Pray for this man and continue to reach out to him as you have perhaps more questions for him, more opportunities for him. Sean Rodriguez.
War's wage, but the saints go marching on. Lord's strength make our feet keep keeping on. We know the promise, the victory's coming. No, it won't be long. War's wage, but the saints go marching on. Lord's strength make our feet keep keeping on. We know the promise, our victory's coming. No, it won't be long. Devil may try to fight it, enemy may deny it, but the victory is already strong. Like thunder from the sky and roaring like a lion. The glory be to God and God alone. The war is won, we overcome it. Death is made until we say it is finished. Shine into the dark and let it reveal. Good will always triumph over me.
Okay, make me big, make me big. All right, that was the Sean Rodriguez interview, and that was the song "It Is Finished." Man, that was great. That was great. This brother be doing some things out there. He is doing some things, and I'll just really quickly here say that disciple feature was pretty fire. Back in my day, kids, story time. Back in college, it really was my flourishing of Christian music stage in life. Before that, I'd kind of grown up, listening to the Michael Jacksons of the world, all the secular music that was out there, and that was kind of Boyz II Men. That was kind of my influences. Brian McKnight, a lot of that stuff that was out there. Anything that was secular, Madonna, I did get in a Eric Clapton Unplugged kick there for a while, but nonetheless, all the stuff that was secular was kind of the stuff that I grew up listening to, and I'd heard some smatterings of Christian music, and I thought, yeah, Christian music just is not there. It's kind of cheesy. And it's interesting to hear the guy who was the gangster talk about being God's gangster. One of the first rap groups that I was introduced to was T-Bone, and then Gospel Gangsters. And I really started to actually like Christian rap music, and then Grits, and I got a chance to meet those guys. That's a funny story. But nonetheless, my college pastor is just giving me CDs. He's giving me CDs. And one of the CDs that he gave me, I think, was a group called Disciple. I'm like, I don't really know what's going on here. I started listening to it, and it was I don't know if Disciple, if you're watching this today, it was the black and yellow CD that This Might Sting a Little Bit. And I remember I used to drive around campus, and I would roll my windows down, and I would just blast that song as loud as I possibly could. Yes, that's a very black thing to do, especially at East Tennessee State University. Blast that as loud as I possibly could. I just know Jesus is the way. I just know Jesus is the truth. Ah! Man, hey, Disciple, I got much love for you, because that took me through some college years. That used to get me fired the heck up. Whatever I was doing for the Lord and living for the Lord, I had some Disciple. So seeing Disciple come back with Sean Rodriguez, that was amazing. That was amazing, folks. I loved it. Can't get enough of it. All right. We started a little bit late today, so we're going to end a little bit earlier. Actually, we'll end it on time today. But it is the Erskine Music Show, and it concludes a week where we've been broadcasting. This will be better edited, I promise you, when we do the podcast version of this, and just incorporate a lot of things that we've talked about here. It's great for you guys to hear from Sean and his heart, and I do think that that's the purpose of the artist. Your songs, they may be the best songs in the world, but if you're not an artist that's connecting with people and connecting with the heart of people, I don't really care. If your songs are not the best in the world, but you're connecting with people and connecting with people's hearts, that's why I'm so excited. I'll do another flash interview. I've got a couple things that I'm doing here in Salt Lake City. I've got Tom Scribner already in the can. Want to get Brendan Brooks since I'm on tour with him. Also, flash interview with him. And so there's a lot of stuff that we have content-wise, and I always want to highlight those artists who are out there doing things and have a biblical worldview and also a practical biblical presentation of that worldview and the way that they go about doing their artistry. And so be so inclined as the people of God to do the things that God has called us to do.
We have come to the end of this episode. Don't miss a final word from Erskine.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the Erskine Music Podcast experience. To all of our guests that come on the show, and for all of our sponsors, thank you guys so much for being a part of it. And for you who listen to the show, you and I, we make this thing happen by simply being kind to one another in the comment section, and then going as followers of Christ and living this thing out. If anybody needs more information, erskinemusic.com is where you start, and then all the nonsense starts, all the social media that's out there. But let's go live it out. See you guys very soon.